All year long, we've celebrated the 250th anniversary of so much of our region by featuring today's innovators virtually every weekend. We do have a proud tradition of innovation around here, and it's all going to be captured in a new exhibit opening at the Heinz History Center next weekend. Andy Masich is president and CEO of the History Center, and welcome back. Good to have you.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, and happy birthday, I guess. It's almost over.
Yeah, they're saying that we're the birthday boys, you and me, because we've worked so hard on this Pittsburgh 250 event, and I'm real pleased with the way the community has come together to celebrate our 250 years of innovation and world-changing.
Well, it's been exciting all the way along, and also exciting because in a lot of ways the entire region really does seem to have embraced it. It hasn't been just Pittsburgh's birthday party this time.
You're absolutely right. I came in from the airport the other day, and I used to always interrogate the cabbies, and they'd say, "Why did you come to Pittsburgh?" And this time I came in and I said, so what's happening in Pittsburgh? And he says, "Hey, did you know that the ice capades were invented in Pittsburgh? The Big Mac, the Jeep, you know, they're all Pittsburgh originals." And this is the cabbie telling me this.
He didn't know who you were.
He didn't know who I was.
Okay, all right.
And I just felt like, wow, what a shift in the way Pittsburghers and Western Pennsylvanians are feeling about their region now. I think it's been a very positive experience.
The other shift, and we still have a very proud tradition, is the Steel City and what we gave to the world in terms of medals and everything else. But there also seems to be, I think, a little more appreciation of everything else that's happened here over the last 250
You're absolutely right. And we were talking the other day about the energy industry, and I know you've had some guests on today talking about energy, from, you know, the first refined petroleum to, well, atomic power. It was in 1958, for the Pittsburgh's 200th anniversary, that they powered up the first atomic reactor to power a whole city at Shippingport.
Up in Beaver County,
That's right. And Pittsburgh was the first major city in America to be powered with atomic energy.
Wow.
And that was 50 years ago.
And Westinghouse today still out there powering the world with nuclear energy.
They're building nuclear power plants all over the world. You know, in 1938-39, Westinghouse was showing off all of its wares to the world at the World's Fair in New York. And they built a robot, sort of the man of the future, and his name was Electro. And we're going to feature him and his wonder dog Sparko.
And we got a picture of Electro there, yeah.
You know, he's a 7-foot-tall bronze robot who could smoke cigarettes, talk, recognize colors, walk. And he's going to be in and featured in our new exhibition, Pittsburgh, A Tradition of Innovation.
So you got the real Electro. That's quite a coup.
Well, we actually had to make a model, an exact model, from the original Who's and Pieces today.
They all got taken apart.
Yeah, and they're trying to restore them and put them back together. But in the meantime, since Electro was premiered, made his world debut here in Pittsburgh at the William Penn Hotel in 1938, we thought we ought to have him.
You're also going to have lots of other famous figures, right?
Absolutely. We're actually starting 16,000 years ago, and the first figure that you'll see in the Pittsburgh Tradition of Innovation exhibit is a 16,000-year-old immigrant, someone who came here during the last ice age, and he's napping a flint point that he's going to mount on a shaft, and you get a sense of those first peoples. And then you'll meet Queen Aliquippa, the person who in 1753 met George Washington when he was 21 years old and first came out to Western Pennsylvania. And then you'll go on and you'll meet people like Andrew Carnegie,
of course,
who, you know, vertical integration of the steel industry really helped create the first billion-dollar corporation in world history, U.S. Steel. And you'll go on, you'll meet Frank Bolden, an African-American war correspondent during World War II, worked for the Pittsburgh Courier, interviewed Stalin and Churchill and other luminaries of the world, including FDR. You'll even meet Rosie the Riveter. And now,
well, I thought she was this iconic figure, like a Rockwell thing.
In truth, it was Norman Rockwell and the Saturday Evening Post that made Rosie the Riveter famous. But you know that iconic image we have of a woman war worker making a fist, making a muscle?
Sure.
that's a Pittsburgh woman, and that was a Pittsburgh artist, J. Howard Miller, who worked for Westinghouse Electric. And each week he was charged with coming up with a new image for the war effort. And so he womped up this picture of a Rosie the Riveter character, and it's really a Pittsburgh story.
Is that incredible? I never would have known. It's a lot jam-packed, I'm sure, into the exhibit. We have a bit of a minute left. We should also mention the book that the History Center published this year that also probably goes with even more people than you can feature in an exhibit,
If
right?
you're going to buy one book this year, or if you need a present over the holidays for someone, Pittsburgh born, Pittsburgh bred, it has 500 Pittsburgh stories. People that you wouldn't have expected, from, well, Christina Aguilera and Demi Moore to Jonas Salk and, Billy Strayhorn. You know, there are just so many Pittsburghers who changed the world in big ways and small, and they're all in this encyclopedic, it's sort of an encyclopedia meets People magazine. Because they're fun stories with lots of pictures.
So you can buy the book as the holiday gift, and then while the family's home for the holidays, bring them down to the History Center.
Bring them down to the History Center, or if you can't bring them down, buy a membership in the History Center, and with that they get the Smithsonian membership as well, and the Western Pennsylvania Sports Museum.
Excellent. Andy Masich, congratulations. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me, and happy birthday.
All right. And we'll be back in a minute with a little dollars and cents. Save us.